Hi everyone, welcome back. This is our first greeting card in the Festive Farmhouse Sampler and Card class. And so this is what the card looks like. And the square that you see here, you'll see the exact same square on your sampler. So as you're creating your cards and putting your squares together, go ahead and put the other square together. So when we go to assemble the sampler, all of your squares will be ready to go. All right. So I'm going to show you how to create the square, and then we're going to put this card together. All right. Now, as far as your kit, you'll have your cardstock in an envelope along with your designer paper pieces, okay? So you do get an envelope with each card. You're going to also find a plastic bag, and this is going to have the contents of the sampler square in it, or the card square. So you'll have a bag for the card square, and you'll have a separate bag for the sampler square, just to keep it all straight. And of course, if anything is missing and you cannot recreate it at home, just let me know and I'll get it in the mail to you. So we're ready to get started on our square. All right, I've got my cherry cobbler scallop square here. And then I have the mossy meadow square and the designer paper square. The crumb cake square is for the house, and I'll just bring this square in as we talk about it. This is our little banner with words, and this banner here is going to go under the house, or behind the house, I should say. And let's see, this is just an extra piece, just in case you stamp it and it's crooked, you've got an extra one in there, okay? And then you're going to have some scrap paper. That scrap paper is to stamp your wreath and cut it out. Now, your scrap paper may not look like this. It could be smaller. These are just scraps that I've had in the drawer, and so I just kind of pop those in the bags, okay? And you're going to have a button, and you're going to have the die cut bow, and that will already be cut out for you, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get our first square together. And again, it's the same square for the sampler and the same one for the card. I'm using snail. I'm going to turn this a little bit. All right. And then I do want to center this. All righty. So let's see here. I think that'll do it. All right. I'm going to move the card out of the way now. Okay. All right, and then we're going to want to add the designer paper. This will already be pre-cut for you. By the way, sometimes this snail adhesive doubles up in here, and when that happens, you can see it right here. See how that doubled up? When that happens, I can't use it. And so what I do is I take this little wheel and I just keep turning. And you can kind of look inside too to see if that loop has gotten better. All right. And again, I've got a dispenser that really doesn't want to cooperate. So this may happen to you as well. Okay. And now you'll know what to do. I'm sorry about that. Yep, it's stuck again. What a great way to start the first card, right? Okay, I think I've got it. This is going to get centered. You want your lines vertical, okay? All right, and I'm just going to center that. It's going to be like an 1/18 of an inch all the way around there, okay? Now I'm going to bring in my crumb cake square. We're going to use the house from the Farmhouse Christmas stamp set. I'm going to use Early Espresso ink. If you don't have Early Espresso, you can use black ink. That will look nice. And then I'm actually just going to stamp my house in the square, just like that. And then we're going to cut it out with the die. Now, I've already taken the time to cut mine out, okay? All right, at this point, let's see, what should we do next? Let's go ahead and add this banner piece behind here. Now, the way that I did that was to just cut it in half, okay? And then I am actually going to put some snail. Well, my snail is not going to cooperate for us today. I'm going to put snail here and here, okay? And that's where the banner's going to go. Now, if you have trouble lining this up, you can always use the lines on your grid paper. And sometimes I do that, but I don't have any grid paper with me right now. I'm not using that for this right this second. So I am going to, I think that's straight. I might pull this off real quick and give it a try again. Let's see if we can get it straight. So yeah, use your grid paper. Use the lines on that to help you, okay? All right, we're ready to pop this up on dimensionals. Let me close up this ink real quick. And let's see, I'm going to use the bigger ones because this is a bigger shape. And I'll even put one in the middle. You certainly don't have to use this many. All right, and I'm just going to get those off of here. And now I'm going to center this on my square, okay? And I'm thinking this will work right here, okay? All right, let's go ahead and add the wreath. Again, you're going to have scrap paper that's in your kit. You're going to use Mossy Meadow ink. If you don't have this, go ahead and use the black Memento. You are going to stamp your wreath. You'll need one for this square and one for the other square. So stamp them both at the same time. By the way, the same with your house. When you stamp this house, stamp the other house for the sampler, okay? You are going to use the framelits to cut this out. I decided to stop and bring the framelits in real quick, okay? So these two little framelits here are for cutting the wreaths, and you can cut two at the same time. Sometimes the littler framelits, they'll wiggle on you on the magnetic platform. So if you can get two on there, that would be great. And this is what I want to show you. This little piece right here sticking up tells you it's the top of the wreath. So when you go to cut this out, the top of my wreath is where that bow is. I am going to line up my framelit right there, and it will cut it out perfectly, okay? So I did want to show you that with the framelits. You get two of them, which is always nice. I've already taken the time to cut out my framelits, so you didn't have to wait on that. And I'm going to bring in my little mini dimensionals and put it right there on the wreath. Peel that off. Whoops. You can also color the wreath. If you're going to color your wreath, you're going to want to use black Memento ink to do that, okay? Did I not peel that off? No, I didn't peel it off. I'm sorry. Alrighty. So now we can set that on the wreath. There it is. I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to pick up my little red bow. Now remember, this is in your packet, okay? Oh, and by the way, let me show you this. When you're cutting out your bows, you can cut 6 at one time instead of 1. And you're going to need quite a few of these. These are already cut for you and they're in your kit. Alrighty, so I am going to add some Tombow glue here. That's a bit much, but it'll still work. I'm going to turn my bow over and I'm going to get, well, I thought I was going to get my tweezers, but I don't see them. So I am going to lay this on here All right, there we go. And I can even move it a little bit. That's the nice thing about the Tombow. You can move it a bit. Okay, and when it dries, you're not going to see that glue. All right. All right, so here's the galvanized button. And in your kit supplies, you already have your twine. It is not pre-cut. So you're going to want to cut a small piece. And I'm kind of wetting the end so that I can thread it through the button. I'm going to wet the other end. All right, so this is the point that I want it to get to show you. So it's threaded. And now all I'm going to do is make a knot. That's all you have to do. You don't even have to do a bow. And it looks like one of my little threads got a little messed up. So see, all these little things can pop up. I'm just showing you this can happen. All right, with that sticking out like that, I'm just going to trim that. That's not going to affect what we're doing. So I got rid of that. And then I'm going to trim this. And I still need to get rid of a little bit of that. Okay. I'm going to trim this a little bit more. Now let's bring in a glue dot, and we're going to attach that to the back of the button. And we are going to add it right over here. Okay, and you could even add it to the other side if you want. Okay, my button is right on the edge, and so take this into consideration when you create your sampler. You may want this banner to come out a little bit farther, okay? So keep that in mind. We're now going to stamp the words, and in your kit you're going to find 2 of these. Whenever I do banners, I like to include a second one in case you make a mistake or in case it's crooked when you stamp it. All right, so I'm bringing in Cherry Cobbler, and I'm bringing in the words here. And let's see, can you see? No, you can't even see me stamp. I'm trying to stand right over this to get it straight. All right, so that's crooked. So hang on one second. Let me get mine stamped. I have to look directly over it, and I apologize. I can't look directly over it when I have the camera. Much better, okay? All right, so see, that's why you have a second banner. All right, we're going to create a banner, and we're going to put that little fishtail in there. This is one of our square punches. It's the 1 inch. I'm just going to bring that in, bring it back out, and this is where I am going to, if you see here, this is how it's going to get cut, and then I have my little banner there, okay? So, same thing on the other side. Bring that one in, and now my banner is ready. Now, I am going to pop this up, so let's bring in some dimensionals. I'll do small ones. And this very vanilla banner is about it is a 1/2 inch wide. And again, you'll get 2 of these. Alrighty. And we're just going to put this going right across the top. Okay. All right. And now we're going to get ready to attach this to our card. Our cards are super simple for us to put together. Your designer paper is already pre-cut. So this is the side we're going to use. I'm going to zoom back out now because we'll be attaching the square to the card. All righty. I had to look for my snail. I am sorry. All right. Again, I think this dispenser is going to give me a rough time. All right. Do this one more time. And again. All right. So we're just going to center this on the card base. This is a Mossy Meadow card base. All right. And then we're going to add our little banner. These will already be trimmed for you. I did this with the banner triple punch. It is still a current punch in their annual catalog. All right, for our first video, I sure am having a tough time. All right. Doesn't want to work at all. Alrighty. You can also use your scissor blade if you want. Let me show you how to do that in case you're having some more trouble. This is obviously a bit defective. Okay, I'm just going to eye this as I center it. All right. And actually, I would like that a little shorter, so yours will be shorter. Okay, went back to trim this. Now I have it the correct size, and I will be sure to make this the correct size in your kit. Okay. All right, and I'll put the measurements for this on the supply list for those of you who purchase just the tutorial, okay? And if I forget, just remind me and I'll let you know. But it is 2 inches wide, and I think it's going to be like 5 1/4 inches. All right, we're going to add our square, and we're just going to do this with adhesive. All right. And again, let's turn that. All right, I've got snail on all 4 sides. And now I am going to attach this. Our first card is all made. So now take the time, make your second square for your sampler. I'm so sorry I had so many issues doing this first video. I promise to do better in the second one. Thanks so much.